What's up, guys? My name's Mitchell, but you may know me as Graphic Design Wizard. For the last year or so, I've been a pretty prolific internet troll. Some of my notable achievements include convincing multiple Bachelor fan groups that there was a real ghost in the background of an episode, and convincing fans of the hit sitcom Friends that Joey eats an estimated 34 million calories on screen over the course of the show. And yes, people actually believed that. One day last year, after doing some thinking, I realized I wasn't living up to my true evil potential, and that I wanted to take my internet trolling to the next level to cause some real chaos. I knew I could only go so far messing with people using my personal Facebook account before someone tried to track me down and take me out like Julius Caesar. So to take things to the next level and make sure I could post whatever I wanted without consequences, I decided to turn my personal Facebook account into an account for a fake middle-aged man. So I set out to make my fake persona and infiltrate even more Facebook groups with just one question in mind. How much chaos can I cause from a single fake Facebook account? The answer? You'd be surprised. Right before we start, if you're also someone who describes themselves as evil, make sure to like this video. It really helps out and helps more people see it. Also, I'd really love it if you could subscribe to the channel so that I can make more videos like this and continue down my path of moral corruption. Now, if I was going to be antagonizing random people on the internet, I would need a pretty convincing fake avatar. So first, to make a profile picture, I went to thispersondoesnotexist.com, a website which uses AI to generate photos of people that don't exist, but look like real people. That's right, none of these people are real, they're just realistic looking photos of people generated by an algorithm, which is kind of terrifying if you think about it, so I try not to. So when I used the website, it gave me a fake photo of a person that looked kind of like a greasy 14-year-old boy, so I put it through FaceApp's aging feature to turn it into a greasy 50-year-old man. I then gave this man the least suspicious name I could think of, using a generic first name and last name. Michael Jordan. Now that I was ready to cause some chaos, I joined a Disney Passholders group on Facebook. Now, this group is almost exclusively filled with people who treat going to Disneyland like it's some kind of religious experience, so needless to say, when you desecrate the good name of the Disney parks, they get a little angry at you. As Michael Jordan, I posted, "Very disappointed. My family and I got banned from Disney and our annual pass canceled with no refund." Instantly, the post blew up. Within just 20 minutes of posting this, almost 200 people had already commented, asking to find out why Michael had been banned from Disneyland and waiting to watch some drama unfold. Someone named Rob said, "Well, if you got banned, it's your own fault." Wow, criticizing me without even listening to what happened. That's a little bit judgmental, Rob. Then tell us what happened. It's not being judgmental. You didn't offer why you were banned. At this point, people were furious that Michael Jordan had not yet told them the story. Jesus Christ, it's been like 2 minutes. I'll explain what happened. Just give me a second. Tell us the full story then, not just the bait. I had some leftover codeine from when I had the flu, so I sold some of it off to my daughter's friends. It's not that big a deal, but security got super offended for some reason. Isn't codeine a controlled substance? So you sold drugs on property. I mixed it with Sprite and some other stuff first. The kids call it purple drink. You literally sold drugs on property. Oh my god, are you expecting sympathy? Maybe if you weren't all a bunch of narcs, I would get the sympathy I deserve. Michael Jordan got banned from the group. Next, we're doing maybe my favorite kind of internet trolling. Messing with neighborhood and local groups on Facebook. Now, messing with these groups can be fun because some of these people have a lot of pent-up anger and are really willing to start fights with their own neighbors. It's really entertaining to watch. Let's go have some fun. To start us off, I joined a Facebook group for a random neighborhood somewhere in Texas and posted, "Sorry to whoever's mailbox I hit on accident last night. I hope you can get it fixed." Wouldn't it be the right thing to do to go back, figure out whose it is, and offer to fix it yourself rather than post this here? Oh, I'm not gonna fix it, I just wanted to say sorry. Wow, you're a real piece of shit. But I said sorry. You damaged someone's property and you think that makes it okay? No, that just makes you a piece of shit. I know whose mailbox I'm coming for next. Yeah, see what happens. Whosever mailbox it was, I hope they see this and call the sheriff. My daddy-in-law is the sheriff. I'll never see the inside of a cell. My daddy-in-law's the sheriff. In a Facebook group for a different small town in Texas, I posted, "Does anyone know a good psychic in town? I just moved here and I can't go to my old one anymore." Of course, because this was a small town in the South, people got angry right away that I was even asking for a psychic. And most of them started telling Michael Jordan that he needed to find Jesus, including this lady who phrased it like a death threat, this lady who told me to find Jesus Chris, and this lady who has the most threatening profile picture banner combo I've ever seen. Shit is terrifying. Meanwhile, everyone that wasn't busy trying to forcefully convert an imaginary person, instead just made the only joke that anyone ever makes about psychics. A good psychic would have already known you were looking and messaged you 3 days ago. I don't understand what being a psychic has to do with knowing what's going to happen. I just need someone to prescribe my Adderall. Because a psychic can tell you the future. I think what you need is a psychiatrist or physician. I don't need a psychiatrist to tell me my future. Daddy just needs some Addies. Why is this funny to you guys? Because you asked for a psychic who supposedly reads your future. A doctor who prescribes your meds is a psychiatrist or psychologist. Don't take that tone with me, young lady. Now, after that whole interaction, people were still responding and taking this thread completely seriously. Now, did I feel a little bad messing with these people that clearly didn't understand Facebook that well and still couldn't tell that I was very obviously an internet troll? No. Someone else commented, responding to my original question, Jesus, he's the best. Can you get me some Adderall? I hope not. Hold up. What do you mean you hope not? Hey yo, Jesus, you got me my Addies? Yeah, but you gotta keep quiet or my dad's gonna find out. Jesus, not again. I'm sorry, Dad. Your mother and I are very disappointed. Next, I joined a group for barbecue addicts and posted a picture of a cow I found online with the caption, I'm selling an entire cow for barbecuing, pictured, and want to see if anyone wants to make me an offer. Message me or comment if interested. How much per pound? It's normally about $5 or $6 per pound of meat. I'll weigh him later and quote you an exact price. Norman's not that big a guy, so it shouldn't be too much. Don't do it for me, bud. No worries, I had to weigh him anyway. My daughter keeps feeding him Doritos. He likes them because they're salty, and I had to make sure he hadn't let himself go. If you ever change your mind, let me know. He's kind of a family pet, and we'll miss having his bright, friendly personality around. But business is business. That's really not bad, hell of a lot cheaper than a store. This guy just doesn't have a single moral dilemma about eating my family pet. I'm interested. Can you message me the address so I can come look at him? Okay, now not just one person, but 2 people are willing to eat my beloved family pet, Norman. This cow is a child's best friend. But hey, hell of a lot cheaper than a store.
Ballin' on a budget.
Messaged you. If you want to check out the cow tomorrow or Saturday, that would work. I would do today, but we're celebrating his birthday. Now, I knew he wouldn't respond to my message because there's no way anyone could still be taking me seriously at this point, and even if they were, there's no way they would be eating a cow that I had raised as a member of my family. That would just be insane. Except he did. Okay, let me know. Next, I knew I had to top my previous trolls with something far more interesting, something genius, something nefarious enough to fool an entire town. I started the process of designing and thinking really, really hard, and also I got hungry, so I started the process of making some soup. It took a while. I started to think through specifics. I picked a town, did geographical research, designed some more, entered the final planning phase, read some fine literature, and finally, I was ready. I joined a Facebook group for a small town in Georgia and posted this terrible picture of a man that I drew with the caption, "Please contact me if you've seen this man. He was causing a lot of trouble and being suspicious at the Walmart in Cornelia." Someone named Christy then put my photo next to a picture of Ronald Reagan, to which I replied, "I see the similarities, but I'm pretty sure Ronald Reagan wasn't the one yelling at me in a Walmart in Georgia in 2021. And someone named Deborah replied, "My first thought was President RR. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not him. We know it is not our beloved President Ronald Reagan. It doesn't sound like you do, but I'll take your word for it." What does suspicious and causing trouble mean? He kept opening and pouring cans of soup directly onto the aisle, then would insist to security that I had done it. I don't know this man at all or understand what he had to gain by doing this, but I want him caught because I really don't want people thinking I'm the kind of guy who pours perfectly good soup on the floor. Security cameras would put you in the clear. I wouldn't worry too much. I hope so, but you know how rumors spread. I just couldn't handle it if everyone thought I was a guy who spilled soup everywhere. From here, things started to get pretty crazy. A few people started posting photos of an actual local criminal that they thought looked like my drawing. This drawing. Then, they gave me his first and last name. Now, when I planned this joke, I definitely didn't expect people to accuse a real person of this fake crime. Now, I obviously didn't want people thinking that this random guy somewhere in Georgia committed a crime he didn't, so I stepped back and tried to diffuse the situation I'd created. Looking at the picture, I think I remember the man being a little older and more clean cut than this guy. Unless this man has a history of pouring out soup specifically. Even after I posted this though, they still thought it was him. He has a history of everything. Seriously. He changes up his looks a lot since he is banned from every store around. This leaves me with a lot of questions, like what did this guy do to earn this reputation? And how is he banned from every single store around? And I guess I'm just still really confused on how they were able to match a description for a man that doesn't exist. But they all really seem to think that they found the culprit. I could tell you some crazy stories about this man, but if you don't think it's him, I'm not going to blast anyone's business on here. To wrap up Michael Jordan's story arc here, I decided to make sure he learned a lesson from the whole experience. Thank you. It sounds like this man may have committed a lot of crimes around town, but to falsely accuse him of pouring out all that perfectly good soup on the ground would make me just as much of a liar as the man who actually poured out that soup and tried to blame it on me. I'm sure we'll catch our man someday, but until then, I won't blame one man for another's soup-related crimes.
Lesson learned.
Nice throw!
For this next segment, I decided to change things up a little bit. So instead of messing with one Facebook group, I posted the same thing to 3 different neighborhood groups. This way, I could see how each neighborhood would respond to my trolling post, and thus judge which neighborhood would be the best to live in out of the 3. As far as the actual post goes, I made it pretty simple. I posted in all 3 groups, I think my son punched someone else's kid at the park today. If this was your kid, he's very sorry. I crafted this post so I could tell which neighborhood would most readily forgive my son for punching another child. And if you don't know, that's a sign of a good neighborhood right there. That's what you're really looking for. Not a good school district, just if your kid punched another kid, would they forgive him or would they hold it against him? So I dropped my post in the first neighborhood group, and almost right away, someone named David said, "Hey Michael Jordan, if his name is LeBron James, then it's perfectly okay." Now, I want to point out real quick that this is the first time that someone in a neighborhood group I've been trolling has acknowledged that my Facebook profile's name is Michael Jordan, like the NBA player. But this was a serious scenario. My son had just punched another child, and he's here to joke about my name? I can't have that in a neighborhood I want to live in. David, I understand that I share a name with a famous basketball player. However, this is a serious post and not the place to joke around about it. That's minus 10 points for this group right there. Someone else commented, "The kid should apologize." Now that's actually a really fair point. My kid probably should be the one making a public apology under these circumstances. He will be addressing the situation in his Instagram livestream tomorrow. As soon as I posted this in the second group, someone responded with one of the funniest Facebook comments I have ever seen. "Oh, this is life. My kid bit the crap out of another kid at McDonald's." It gets worse. The grandfathers were not hearing the apologies. As a 14-month-old, she walked over to a baby, 3 months old, and gave it a hug. It was so sweet to watch, until we all realized she wasn't hugging. She was burying her face in the baby's belly for a good solid bite. I don't think I'll ever be able to get that image out of my subconscious mind. I was mortified. My daughter is a lovely, non-violent, kind kid today, 9 years old. That's what she wants you to think. That's what she wants you to think. No, she's still out here biting kids. She just knows how to hide it now. She could just be like patient zero in a zombie apocalypse, only it like takes a really long time to infect someone else, so she's just like, she keeps biting them till it happens. So in conclusion, your kid's a zombie. I'm sorry. Anyway, after that comment, I felt too bad to keep trolling this group, so I just replied, "Wow, children put us through too much." Now, I really hope wherever that mom is right now, that she's doing okay, that she's doing well in life, because that's the most horrific thing I've ever heard. As soon as Michael told this group that his son had hit another kid, someone immediately took his side and said, "The other kid probably deserved it." You don't know that? Yeah, you know that kid you just described that I know nothing about? Sounds like he deserved to get his ass beat. Anyway, I knew I had to add to the story here a little bit, so I replied, "He did. However, by punching him, my son has betrayed his pact of nonviolence and will have to meditate for a few days to become right with the universe again." Then someone named Jason, who was not very impressed by my comment, said, "Perhaps you could rub some crystals on him and shove some sage in his pockets." Wow, fuck you too, I guess, Jason. What, you trying to come at me, Jason? You little piss boy? You little idiot? That's, by the way, that's minus 100 points for this neighborhood. There's no way I'm moving to this neighborhood. Like, I'm sorry, but if you've got a Jason in your neighborhood, neighborhood's shit. Whole neighborhood's done. Can't move there. I realized it was time for Michael Jordan to stand his ground again, so I responded, He took a pact of nonviolence, not me. I'll shove some crystals up yours if you make fun of his spiritual journey again. Yikes, I see where he gets his rage from now. That's it. I'm astral projecting into your house tonight and hooking up with your wife. Consensually, of course. So obviously at this point we know that Neighborhood 3 is objectively the worst because it's got a Jason. And Neighborhood 1 didn't even take the situation seriously, so I obviously don't want to live there. In Neighborhood 2's group, however, someone offered a thoughtful, caring, genuine response. It may have been completely unhinged and terrifying, and it may give me nightmares for weeks, but this woman related to me. Obviously, that's the neighborhood I want to live in. Neighborhood 2 wins. Okay, I think that about finishes up the video. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate you. And for your bravery and perseverance, I'm awarding you this picture of me riding a small dog like a horse. So enjoy it. Think of it like an NFT, except you can't make any money off of it. Anyway guys, I spent a really long time making this video, so let me know what you think of it. If you want to keep up with my wacky little shenanigans, you know, getting up to no good, in my really, really high level, beautiful graphic design, then boy have I got some news for you. You can follow me on my wildly unsuccessful Instagram. If you want to, you don't have to. Please do. I hope to have some more videos coming out for you soon. I love you. I'll see you soon.